This is a warning. The Grim Reaper of radio, Bob Romanik, with his off-the-record show is about to air. He's probably the nastiest and craziest son of a bitch that you've ever had the misfortune to encounter. The Grim Reaper show will be very controversial and probably quite tasteless. If you are even slightly offended by controversial matter concerning religion, racial matters, politics, or life's problems, you are hereby warned to turn this program off immediately. The Grim Reaper show will be, like his face, very scary and very ugly. At this time, not proudly, but shamefully presents to you Bob Romanik, the craziest son of a bitch on the radio today.
Born, the nurses all gather round.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane Broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, your guardian of the First Amendment. Radical Radio, and stick around because it'll get radical real quick. And we are as always proud to be the Patriot. Good Tuesday morning. I guess it's Tuesday. I want to say, you people know, you know all about Bob Romanik. What I haven't told you, my enemies have told you. You read in the paper. But I got to say, we've all been through hard times. But I sincerely want to thank the St. Clair County Democratic Central Committee. And I really do. Because after my tragedy, and we all have tragedies, after my tragedy, I didn't want to get up out of bed. You know, actually, I thought, hey, maybe just put a gun to my head. That may be the thing to do. But I want to kind of thank the St. Clair County Democratic Central Committee, God Sprague, and we're going to have a new name for God, Chief Judge John Red on the Noodle, like a pecker on a Poodle Bear Civic, and Mark Sweet Cakes Kern. I sincerely do, because they actually saved my life. I laid there in my bed, depressed, and I thought, what the hell? What's there to live for? And I meant that, and I was serious as a heart attack. Then I thought, and I mean this, and I'm not trying to be funny, I thought, look what these son of a bitches are doing to our county, to our state, to our country. You guys actually saved my life. You've motivated me even more so than my tragedy. And again, I don't want to cry with my tragedy, because we all lose loved ones. But when you do, kind of makes you rethink life, doesn't it? Makes you rethink life a little bit. And when I lost my son, I said, hey, what the hell? There's nothing to do. But you know what my son's legacy is going to be, and what my legacy is going to be to my son? Destroying these son of a bitches. I'm tired, people. Again, you know I'm not close to being perfect. I'd get out of the race if they'd put their candidates that aren't perfect, if they would all withdraw. But hell, they wouldn't have a slate then, because they're all bad. And I say this, the hit piece was out, and we're going to talk about it again today, because it cost those guys $45,000 for one little hit piece. Don't take it out on the candidates running on the same ticket that I'm running on. Hell, if a killer in a neighborhood kills somebody, you don't take it out on everybody in that block, do you? They can't help it. That's their neighbor. I'm running on the ticket with these guys. Roger Cook and the whole slate, bunch of great people. They're going to change the course of history in St. Clair County. If you don't like me, I understand. But don't take it out on everybody else. But the St. Clair County Democratic Central Committee, I have to explain all this, and people appreciate it because they get the underbelly. These no good son of a bitches, they're coming out against me, and that's okay. And I'm proud of that. You guys actually have saved my life, because I've got something every morning to get up for. I have people call me. It's humbling. The hundreds of people that call me, that stop by, that pull me over in my clown car. And you know why I say it's a clown car? I told you I was up at the mall, and a little black kid was walking with his mother, and he saw my car all marked up, and he says, "Mommy, look at that clown car." And I was walking by, and I said, "Yes, son, and I'm the clown driving it." And he just kind of chuckled, and the mother kind of chuckled. We can make fun of ourselves. But these guys have actually motivated me, and I hope they motivate everyone, not Democrats and Republicans. They've ran out most of the decent Democrats in St. Clair County. They've ran them out of the Democratic organization that was once, I say once, not now, was once there to help the people. These guys, they've got about 5% of the people that they take care of in St. Clair County. We know that. They've got their family, their friends, 15, 18 Barra-Civics, not Barra-Civic's last name, all the inbreeding, the in-laws, outlaws. You know, Tom Holbrook's wife never used his last name when she was employed. Not employed. When she got a paycheck from the state, then now she's getting a pension and Holbrook's getting two. But see, you don't know how many of the family members are up there, but it's about 5% that's being taken care of in St. Clair County. Why don't the other 95% of us unite? Not just Republicans, Democrats also, independents, everybody that's been screwed by these political people. But they want to hide behind that Democratic moniker. They want to say, "Oh, East St. Louis, you blacks, you got to vote Democrat. You can't vote Republican." There's a lot of proud blacks, intelligent black people below the hill. You know what they're telling me? What's wrong with these idiots? What's wrong with Sprague, Kern, Barra-Civic? These guys have screwed us for the last 30, 40, 50 years. And they not only have screwed the blacks, they have screwed the majority of whites in St. Clair County. They keep getting elected because they're Democrats? Are you crazy? I think people have seen through that this last 4, 5, 6 years. You saw where Sprague and Kern and Barra-Civic, they lost the governor 2 years ago. They lost the incumbent congressman that the Democrats have held that seat for 40-plus years. They lost a judge, a circuit judge. You see, they're losing all their power, and they're getting desperate, people. They're getting desperate, and they're getting awful desperate with me. I really am humbled. They're making me out to be somebody, and I'm like the rest of us, people. I'm just an ordinary person. Don't want to be a somebody. I want to be an everybody. I want to be an everybody, not a somebody. Let those rotten bastards be a somebody. Let them be big shots. But again, I thought about that this morning, and I said, I got to thank those guys. I really, really have to thank them, because they actually did save my life. And now I'm motivated, people, and I want you to think about something in your past that will motivate you. Doesn't have to be a tragedy. It could be something good. But let's all get motivated. Somebody said, "Well, watch out, Bob. If they get all the Democrats out, it'll hurt you guys in the election." And I said, I don't believe that, because the Democrats have been sitting home. The Democrats, like the Republicans and the independents, who have been so apathetic, been beat down. I think if we get them to come out, they're not going to vote for the Democrats. I don't think they're going to vote for the Republicans. I hope they're intelligent enough all throughout this county and vote the person, not the party. And if we can do that, if we can energize all the people that have had their taxes screwed up, all the people that tried to get jobs in the county and couldn't get it because they didn't have a political hookup, all the people have been harassed by these politicians, not got anything done after they put them in office year after year after year. I think if we do that, we'll beat these son of a bitches 5-1, 6-1. And when I say we, I don't mean the Republican Party. I don't mean any political party. I mean we the people. We're the ones that'll beat these rotten bastards. Let's take care of our housekeeping from yesterday, and then stick around, because it's going to get nasty. It's going to get ugly and nasty, like my face. And hopefully we got Roger Cook coming in. I want to discuss what's going on He just got back from a little vacation that he needed because he's been busting his ass trying to get the message out. And we all need to get the message out, people. We all need to get the message out. And my message is, I'm not perfect. And I'll be the only candidate that'll tell you that I'm the second worst candidate running for office in the 114th Legislative District. The first worst candidate is my opposition, LaToya Greenwood, the proud black lady from East St. Louis. She's down there right now saying, hey, don't vote for that guy. He's white. I'm not going to play the race card, people, in my district. I'm going to ask people to vote for me, not for the color of my skin, not for what I've done in the past, and I've done a lot more good than bad, and I don't want to bring it up. I don't want to be self-serving. But I'll promise you, if the good people of the 114th Legislative District in this great state of Illinois elect me, you think Trump's crazy, I'm going to go up there and I'm going to disrupt the whole apple cart. I'm not going to be a bobblehead for the Democrats, Madigan. And if my opponent gets elected, that's exactly what she'll be. But let me tell you, Republicans, don't sit there and clap and cheer. I'm not going to be a bobblehead for Rauner. I'm going to be a representative. I'm going to be a hard-working soldier for you, my constituents in the 114th Legislative District for this great state of Illinois. You're the ones that I'm going to take my orders from. You're the ones I'm going to take my marching orders when you say, Bob, we want this, we don't want that. And the governor says, Bob, I got to have this. Or Madigan, Bob, cross over, we need this. I'm going to say, no, I need to represent the people. I don't want to represent any party, and that may piss some Republicans off. I'm not going to Springfield to represent any political party. I'll be going to Springfield to represent the good people of the 114th District, and I'm going to do what my bosses, the people that send me to Springfield, don't want to be in the good old boys club, don't want to sit there and drink in the evenings, don't want to have Rauner or Madigan put me on 3 committees, which is an extra $10,000. Each committee, people, is $10,000. And that is taken and put into their pensions when they retire. You wonder why we're $15, $18 billion in pension debt? That's why. $140 a day per diem. They drive through McDonald's. They save $135 a day. Then they get $60,000, $70,000. I pledge to you, if I'm elected one term, and I won't stay over 2 or 3 terms. I don't believe in term limits because that's what the elections are about. You can vote people in and out. But I believe people, if they can't get anything done after 2 or 3 terms, they should get out. And I also believe after 2 or 3 terms, they could get out because at that time, it's time for them to go and get fresh blood, new ideas. And that's what I'm all about. But when it's all over, people, we need to get people in Springfield, people in Washington, people in our local offices that are going to do what their bosses, the constituents, want. How novel is that? I'm not going to take a salary. I'm not going to take any benefits. I don't need it. It's a greedy person that sits there at the table with food all over the table that they can eat whatever they want and then take something off somebody else's plate. That's just strict greed. And I'm not greedy. I'm thankful. I respect what money can do. I'm not like these big shots. I don't worship money. They worship money. And they'll screw you and me and everybody else to grab another dollar. And we're not going to take it anymore. The barbecue for Concordia United Church of Christ, located at State Route 163 right north of Millstadt, will be held Saturday, March the 19th. From 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., pork steaks, bratwurst, carryouts. If you have any questions or concerns, you can contact 476-3377. Portion of the proceeds will benefit the Concordia Cemetery Fund. The Elbin Shrine Club in the great little community of Staunton, Illinois, have their mouse races on March the 12th. Doors open at 6. Races start at 7. You can check them out at Elbin Shrine Club on Facebook, ELBON Shrine Club on Facebook for more details. The Aviston and Albers Cub Scout Breakfast, Pack 255, all-you-can-eat breakfast coming up this Sunday, March the 13th at the Aviston American Legion Hall from 8 to 11:30 a.m. Don't forget, every Friday, our great friends at the Smith and Turner Hall. We were out there a week and a half ago, I guess. The best fish ever. And they sent me thanks for coming out. No, thank you people for having me out. A great bunch of people in Smithton. And I don't mean Democrats or Republicans. I mean people. And it is my district. And I would hope to get some votes. But I think those are great people if they don't vote for me. You know, people want to live, but you can't live politics. You have to live your life. You have to play politics. But these people will say anything to get a vote. I'm not going to say that. But I will say the people of Smithton are great people, and they are my district. And hopefully they'll vote for me. And if they don't, I still think they're great people. But anyway, they're having their fish fry every Friday and during Lent from 5 to 8 p.m. at Smith and Turner Hall. These people, I guarantee you, have the best fish in the world. I've been out there. Now, somebody will say, well, Freeburg's your district. Don't they have the best fish? Now, I'm not going to go to every town and say, this is my favorite town. No, the best fish I've ever eaten was in Smithton, and that's just the way it is. But anyway, you can also get their full menu online at smithtonturnerhall.com. And for all you good people in Smithton, keep up the good work. We appreciate you very much. Benefit fundraiser at the Lake House at Buffalo Park in Maryville, Illinois, coming up March the 20th. It's the benefit. It's a silent auction, 50-50 raffle. It's to benefit a lady, Deborah Valencia, who is fighting cancer. And there again, you can contact Debbie at 334-2040-41 or Mike at 231-4822. You think we got problems? This poor lady's fighting cancer. How many of our family members, friends are fighting cancer, have died from cancer, have incurable diseases? And I got a problem? I ain't got a problem in the world, people. I'm here today. I'm here every day, and I'm loving every minute of it. And again, I want to thank the St. Clair County Culture of Corruption for actually somewhat saving my life, because it's something that I can get up every day. And guys, you know I'm living in your head rent-free today and every day. A friend of mine said, Bob, when they get up, they're thinking about you. When they go to bed, they're thinking about you. And I say, well, I feel the same way. When I take a crap, I'm thinking about them. So we're all thinking about each other, just at different times in our lives. But the Lake House at Buffalo Park, a fundraiser for a beautiful lady, Deborah Valencia. Hopefully you guys can come out and help the cause. March the 19th, music trivia, the 8th grade trip fundraiser to be held in Millstadt. And David Grunwald, thank you very much for the information. It's music-based trivia. Must be 21 years or older. You can reserve a table of 8 for $80. And if you have any concerns or would like to get involved, you can contact the good people at Millstadt Community School at 660-9797 or 409-5300. Doors open at 5:30. Trivia starts at 7. And again, David Grunwald, thank you very much. And if you'd give me a call, we'd like to help sponsor the, I guess it's for the Millstadt VFW. They're having it there for the fundraiser for the 8th grade at the Millstadt Community School. You guys give me a call. The radio station would like to donate a table. And thank you guys in Millstadt very much. Also in Millstadt, our brave, heroic firefighters of Millstadt Fire Department's annual barbecue, pork steaks, bratwurst, chicken, Easter weekend, Saturday, March the 26th. From 11 a.m. until whenever. Eat in or go out. Help support your local volunteer fire department. Any questions or concerns, you can call 476-1234. And thank you guys very much. And keep up the good work at the Millstadt Fire Department. And guys, you guys give me a call, because I want to donate $300 for the first people that come up and buy some pork steaks for some people for the radio station. But guys, give me a call. We'd like to get involved in your annual barbecue, your fundraiser. And again, not just Millstadt, but every fireman, policeman, EMT, every first responder, thank you very much. We'll never forget what you do, and we sincerely appreciate you for doing it. The Emmanuel United Church of Christ in Hamel, Illinois, their family-style chicken dinner coming up Sunday, March the 13th. Serving from noon to 6 p.m. Adults $10, children 6 to 9, $5. Any questions or concerns, you can contact 6 833-2277. Also, Trivia Night and Silent Auction. All proceeds benefit the Belleville West girls soccer team. To be held March the 12th, time at 7 p.m., located our great friends at St. Joseph Catholic Church Perry Center in the beautiful town of Freeburg, Illinois. But Freeburg, I got to say, the best fish is still in Smithton. $120 a table. You can contact Dawn Valmer at 618-980-8791 or Leah Lahahi, I guess it is, at 618-410-4069. And Leah, I apologize for messing up your name. I'm sure I did. That's going to be at the St. Joseph's Catholic Perry Center to be held March the 12th, and all benefits and proceeds will go to the Belleville West girls soccer team. Our good friends in Millstadt, don't forget their water tower. They're still needing money to refurbish the old water tower, the historic water tower. Anybody'd like to get involved, help the cause, maybe get out there and donate some time, effort, or money, you can contact Keller Timmer at 618-520-3623. Don't forget, you can pick me up on iTunes. Type in Bob Romanik and or the Grim Reaper of Radio. And if you want to get some of our archives, you can go to the iTunes. You can pick up any of my shows. We archive them twice a week. So after a few days, you can pick up any show. If you'd like to hear my ranting and raving or me exposing these no-good son of a bitches, you can type in Bob Romanik and or the Grim Reaper of Radio, and we archive all of our shows. You can also go to the streaming site, insanebroadcasting.com, one word, common spelling, for the best of all three of our stations. And you can hear me on my repeat performance every day at 4 o'clock p.m., Monday through Friday. And now, broadcasting from the graveyard to the graveyard shift every Monday through Friday at the stroke of midnight. On this date, March the 8th, 1894, New York became the first state to require dog license for all its canine residents. On this date, March the 8th, 1965, the first United States combat forces arrived in Vietnam. More than 3,500 Marines landed in South Vietnam to guard the United States Air Base at Da Nang. On this date, March the 8th, 1983, President Ronald Reagan called the Soviet Union an evil empire. On this date, March the 8th, 1999, the Supreme Court of the United States upheld the murder convictions of Timothy McVeigh for the Oklahoma City bombings. That's what happened on this date, March the 8th, throughout all these years in our world's history. Few notes on the side. Larry won't give his last name, and I got it right here, and I don't know. It's alleged, I would assume. Bob, before my brother passed away, he used to talk about Mark Sweet Cakes Kern, and I put in the sweet cakes, dressing up as a woman in Webster Groves, Missouri. Now, that must be alleged. I don't know anything about it. Mark, if that's true, maybe you were going to a Halloween contest. I don't know, but that seems to be floating all around Mark Sweet Cakes Kern. So call and let's straighten it up. I'm saying this is what this gentleman said. I wasn't there. Of course, if I'd have been there, I'd have said, that's the ugliest son of a bitch I ever saw. So Mark Sweet Cakes Kern. I don't know why all these little rumors are floating around. Can you talk to us, Mark? Can you give us a call and explain? I know there's a good explanation. Just give us a call. Ed's 48, I want to thank you. He says, Bob, please be careful out there. He said, it appears that things are getting nasty in Illinois elections for Republicans. Please be careful out there. House candidate assaulted outside campaign headquarters. You know what? Thank you very much, Ed 48, whoever the heck that is. Thanks for taking the time. Thanks for listening. It says continuation of Democratic thuggery. But let me tell you, and I'm serious, people, they've motivated me, but they haven't scared me. They can't buy me off. They can't scare me off. They can't intimidate me off. All they can do is, I better not say that, but there's one thing they can do to me that goes along with that same vein, and if you think about it, you'll know what I'm talking about. These son of a bitches, they don't know what to do with an idiot like me. They can't scare me. They can't threaten me. They can hurt me, but you know what? So can I. Politically, of course. They don't know what to do this election. We've got some good candidates out there. I didn't say perfect candidates. I said some really good candidates. And I would tell you, if you elect us and we don't do good, don't be dumbasses. And that's going to piss you off. You guys are, me too. We're all dumbasses. We let these son of a bitches stay in 30, 40. Look at Madigan. Destroyed this state. Been there 35 years. If we don't do what we say we're going to do, throw our lame asses out, because that's what will happen. We'll be lame asses. Give other people a chance. You can't just say, hey, this guy's been in. He's got experience. Well, hell, he's got the same 1 year experience 35 years over, and that year experience has been bad. So I want to thank you. Thank you for that, Ed 48. Tomorrow we'll have as a special guest, he'll either be here, I think they've been called into session, State Senator Kyle McCarter from Lebanon. Great guy, running in the primary against John Shimkus. He wants to unseat John Shimkus, and I think he's got some good points. And I think the governor just endorsed Shimkus. And I have to say about endorsements, and I am a candidate, I don't want the endorsement of the big shot politicians, Democrat or Republican. I want the endorsement of the good people in my 114th legislative district of Illinois. We know they've forgotten about us people. You know that? They think politics is theirs. No, politics is ours. And we're tired. I mean, we're actually tired of all the crap. I want to say hello and happy birthday to a great friend of ours in the Millstadt area, Jean Friedrich. She's celebrating her birthday today. What a beautiful lady. Just a nice lady. Jean, I want to tell you, the best of birthdays, and I hope I do know how old you are, but you're a lady, and I'm not going to say, but for your age, you're not one of the prettiest gals I know. But Jean Friedrich, happy birthday to you, honey. I like you enough. If I didn't, I'd be singing happy birthday and really breaking your eardrum. And also, I want to say hi to Jason. Met him up in Wood River at the Wood River Bakery. And he's from East Alton. Jason didn't want to give his last name, but he listens all the time. And again, it's humbling, the people that come up to me and say they listen. And I say, well, I really appreciate that. Okay, we're going to go crazy. So I'm giving you a warning right after the break. We're going to talk about Sprague. We're going to talk about Kern. We're going to talk about whatever you good people want to talk about, because we are America's voice of freedom. Definitely the Patriots. You can call toll free 1-888-394-1430. On the east side, 394-1190. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM. Simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting. America's bi-state voice, and people keep calling me to tell me to Kern it's bi-state, not bisexual. Voice of freedom, radical radio. And we are, as always, very proud to be the Grim Reaper of radio. And you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM. Simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting at its finest. America's bi-state voice of freedom. Radical radio. And we are proud to be the Patriot. Sprague and the boys, they sent out another flyer, primarily on me, calling me a buffoon, and they're about half right. I can be a buffoon sometimes. I think we all can. I don't even know what the hell a buffoon is, but whatever. I think it's an animal, and people eat animals. So if that is an animal, Sprague, I got some buffoon meat. I told you yesterday, I got it stored in my drawers for you. Come and get it and eat it. I think you'd like it. But anyway, having said that, they send out a flyer paid for by the St. Clair County Democratic Central Committee, 26 East Washington. That's Belleville. That's Sprague's office. And it's got Ronald Reagan, a hero, a patriot, a statesman. I guess since we're running, I guess Sprague and the Democrats know that the Republicans are the best. They're honoring a hero, a patriot, and a statesman. How pathetic and desperate these ignorant son of a bitches are, the St. Clair County Democratic Central Committee of St. Clair County. After 50 years, now they're concerned about the Republicans. They want to warn you about me and the rest of the ticket against them. They weren't ever concerned for the last 50 years, but that's the operative word, people. They're concerned. Why would they send out something to talk about Bob Romanik? I don't have the traditional values of the Republic, of the Ronald Reagan, the party of Ronald Reagan. They're saying that send a message, withhold your vote from Romanik and his team of extremists. Extremists, my ass. Hold a vote? Hell, everybody can hold a vote. All I need in the primary is one vote, mine. Well, I don't know. I'm thinking about not voting for me. Being facetious, of course. These guys are so desperate, they don't know what to do. They're throwing money away. I talked to the people that sent this flyer out from St. Louis. It cost them $48,000 to let you know that they're concerned, the Democrats are concerned about the Republican Party after 50 years. Yes, you guys, you corrupt mobsters, the culture of corruption in St. Clair County, you Democrat, not the mainstream Democrats, the Democratic people of St. Clair County. You guys are decent people. You don't have to be bad or good just because you're a Democrat or Republican. But the culture of corruption, Sprague, Kern, Civic, they want to play that game. But if you idiots think the Democrats or the Republican people in St. Clair County are that stupid to have you try to invoke Ronald Reagan, I talked to people last night. How desperate can these guys be? We've got some callers. Go ahead, caller. You're on the dark side.
Hi, Bob. How you doing?
Fine, sir. How about yourself?
Great. Yeah, I'm just kind of a little bit, not concerned, but how come they put Ronald Reagan on their ticket? What's the sense in that?
You know what? Let me tell you, sir, and if you got a copy of this, how pathetic and how desperate do you think these Democrats are? Do you think the Democrats were concerned about the Republican Party or the people, all the people of St. Clair County for 50 years? Now all of a sudden, and I'm not the best candidate, I stepped up to run to get rid of this culture of corruption. Now that they've got people that are exposing them, these guys don't know what to do. So in desperation, they're putting out a flyer. That's a beautiful flyer on the front of Ronald Reagan. And I tell you what, I got a picture of me on the back. I hope you people get it because, hell, that makes me look good. And I'm honoring our country with this flag suit. Why do you think, sir, that the Democrats did this other than desperation?
It has to be desperation. I mean, when I first read this thing, I got it in the mail, and I turned it over and looked at it, and started talking about the Republican Party and all. They don't vote with them. I'm thinking, well, then I turned it over and seen it was from the corruption crew up in Belleville.
Right.
And I said, you kidding me? You're supporting the Republicans? It just doesn't make any sense.
Well, sir, whenever somebody's desperate, and they are desperate, but we've said that, and I've had hundreds of calls, people saying what idiots these guys are. It says, sir, and you've got a copy, paid for by the St. Clair County Democratic Central Committee. Now, they're warning the good Republicans about Bob Romanik and everybody else on the ticket. Hell, by doing that, I think that gives us support. Don't you think? Because the people that hate these bastards for the last 50 years, they know now how bad the democratic culture of corruption hates us. Don't you think that gets us support?
Yes, I do. I think it's really going to make them really look stupid right there on black and white in front of their faces instead of hearing about it. So,
where do you live at, sir?
But, I just wanted to put my little 2 cents on that. I just got that, and I was like, you've got to be kidding me. These people are really ignorant.
Well, not only ignorant, they're desperate. But you know what the biggest thing is, sir? It's an embarrassment to the good people that they sent it out to because they think people are stupid. I wouldn't send this out. This is an insult to everybody's intelligence. Don't you believe that?
Absolutely. It's because they're thinking that, well, like I said, when I first read it, I thought the Republicans were putting it out or something. But then to turn around and have the Democratic colleagues up there of corruption, it's just they have no clue what's going on.
No, they don't. And, sir, let me tell you what. We hope that you support the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition because we're uniting Democrats, Republicans, and independents. I don't know where you live, but if you live in my district, let me let you know if you live in the county, we're not perfect candidates. And I would ask you, your family, and everybody out there, if you've got family members, friends who have never made a mistake, never said a lie. I said a lie under oath, which is different. People lying all the time, not under oath. But I would ask you, sir, and anybody else, if you're perfect, please do us all a favor. And I'm not saying you are, and I'm not casting a bad light on you or anybody. I would just tell you, I'll be the only candidate who'll tell you, please don't vote for me because I don't deserve a vote from a perfect person because I'm not perfect. So if you are, sir, I won't get your vote. If you're a normal human being who's fought in life to do for you and your family, did what you had to do. Sometimes not the best. Sometimes we make bad decisions. But if you're a perfect person, I sincerely appreciate you, but please don't vote for me because I don't want to taint your record or anybody else. If you're not perfect, I would hope you'd consider giving me and everybody on the Republican ticket a vote. And we're not all Republicans. I'm not going to shill for the Democrats or the Republicans. I'm going to work for the people, and that's what the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition uniting with the Republican Party is going to do. So, sir, thank you very much for listening and taking the time.
You're welcome. Good luck.
Thank you very much, sir. I sincerely appreciate that. And I mean that. Don't vote for me. If you're perfect, if I offend you in some way, I never sold dope. I never robbed your house. I never killed anybody, raped anybody. I lied under oath. And I don't think I did, but you can't fight the federal government, and I don't even want to go there. Federal government, you want 80 years or you want to plead out? I'd have pled out to killing John Fitzgerald Kennedy. They just load up on you, and you people that have been around that had family members involved, you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, we got to get down. We got to be serious, people. We got to be serious. Hey, we always give people nicknames, and we used to call God Sprague God, but now we found out that God Sprague is not God. So we've got a different name. I appreciate all the callers. And the caller called me and said, Bob, I've got a new name for God Sprague. And I said, well, do you really? And he said, yes, and I'm trying to find it. Oh, he said, it's not God Sprague anymore. And I said, well, what would you recommend? He said, I would recommend you naming him instead of God Sprague because we know he's a low-life son of a bitch. And they always call me, I don't know, it's not, bottom feeder. What the hell's a bottom feeder? You know, crab and lobster, they feed on the bottom, and hell, they're expensive, so I'll take that as a compliment. He said, why don't you name him Bob? I'd rather piss in my pants instead of a urinal Sprague. So that's Bob Sprague's new name. Bob, I would rather piss in my drawers instead of a urinal Sprague. So God Sprague. And if you got a problem with that, give me a call. Mr. Pisser, give me a call and talk about politicians. You know, this son of a bitch, he never gets elected. He makes $200,000-$300,000 in Centerville Township, a couple $100,000 in Cahokia. This guy's behind the scenes making millions of dollars, and he's sitting there laughing about it all the way. Him and Roly-Poly Patty Sprague, his babysitter. That's how he met her. She was babysitting, and then she was probably baby laying after that. Hell, I don't know. But I'm going to tell you people, and I'm serious, these politicians, these political parasitical punks, they ain't seen nothing yet. And I want to let you know, and it'll be coming. It'll be coming. Apparently there was a prostitution ring, and a couple of our elected officials in St. Clair County were loyal, steady patrons of the oldest profession in the world, prostitution. And that's going to be coming out. We're just putting everything together, people. And I'll let you know about Mark Sweetcakes Kern. See, they hate me. I'm living in their head rent-free. I'm living in their head rent-free. And I'm going to expose a bastard.
Ain't scared to ride this train. Make a few marks, leave a few stains. Might slam just a little too hard. Might take it just a little too far. Might burn out like a firework, like a shooting star across the sky. Yeah, we may not be around in 20 years, but the show gonna know we were here.
Yeah, you son of a bitches. I may not be around tomorrow. To hell with 20 years. But you son of a bitches are going to know we were here. You heard the man that just called, and I appreciate him calling and listening. It's going to be over for these son of a bitches. They're desperate. They're putting out these political hit pieces on Bob Romanik. Put them out on Bob Romanik. People, if you believe it, and they put about half-truths out. You watch everything on television, you're going to get flyers. It's always half-truths, and you can't counter it. When I say something on the radio, I always leave a line open. And these son of a bitches never call because I don't tell half-truths on these son of a bitches. I tell the real truth. We're going to take a quick break. Roger Cook's on his way in. I want to ask him about some of this, and stick around. We'll be back right after this break. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM. Simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane Broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, Radical Radio. And we are, as always, very, very proud to be the Patriot. This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of Radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane Broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, Radical Radio, and we are, as always, very, very proud to be the Patriot. You know, have you guys noticed that the St. Clair County Democratic Central Committee, the corrupt St. Clair County Democratic Central Committee, all they can do is send out expensive flyers with lies and half-truths that only because they have nothing. Do you hear me, people? They have nothing positive to talk about for their last 40 years that they've screwed up and screwed us in St. Clair County. What a shame. You know, they talk about a mistake I made 18 years ago. Hell, I talk about it. I'm getting tired of me saying it. Let them keep saying it. I don't care. They talk about the mistake. They emphasize the mistake I made over 18 years ago. But they certainly don't talk about the 40 years of mistakes they've made in St. Clair County. That's why they want to push out somebody else's mistake. They've made so many mistakes, people. We've witnessed it. The mistake I made didn't hurt you. All the mistakes they've made in the last 40 years has destroyed us. And I personally want to thank the hundreds of callers that are supporting me in our mission, the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition's mission to destroy the St. Clair County democratic culture of corruption. And it's coming this year. And people, you don't have to vote for us. Just vote against them, because we are by far the lesser of two evils. We got some more callers? Go ahead, caller. You're on the dark side.
Yeah, well, Bob, I was calling you about John Shamefully.
Right.
He, when he ran for election, he ran against Hoffman out of the same area. And he said he would only spend one term in there. Well, he's been in there, and when George Bush was getting ready to get out, Shamefully said that Bush wanted him to stay while he was there and finish out another term. He's been there ever since and still runs for re-election. I think it's wrong.
You know what, Russ? Thank you very much for your comment. Thanks for listening. And you're right, Russ. If nobody can tell me, if I say I give you my word, I'm not going to say, oh, the people made me go back on my word. Nobody makes you go back on your word. When you give your word, and you can ask people that know Bob Romanik, when I give you my word, good, bad, or indifferent, it's what it is. Russ, thanks for the call. With me, Roger Cook just walked in. Mr. Roger Cook, co-chairman of the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition. Roger, how the hell you doing, buddy?
Bob, I'm doing great. Just had a great vacation, as you mentioned, as I heard on the radio coming up here. I'll tell you what, a lot of things going on, a lot of things I missed, and it's truly disappointing, to tell you the truth, but it's not unexpected. We expect this. This is why I've worked so hard the last few years to break up this culture of corruption in St. Clair County. It's shocking, the stuff on some of the candidates. The thing with Ronald Reagan's ridiculous.
What the hell is that?
Ronald Reagan, to me, is a patriot, a statesman.
He was a Democrat, and they run him out, and he became a Republican. Is that not right?
Yes, he was a Democrat before becoming a Republican, and he ran against Ford and lost, and then he ran again and won, and he did one heck of a job in my lifetime for the economy and jobs, and
the image of this great country.
Yeah, but let me share a story, and I'm going to share a story without using a name, but I may share this name later, and I'll give you the exact date. On March 16th of 1994, less than a year in office as mayor, I was approached by a big party leader of the Democratic Central Committee. He asked me to come up to his office and talk to him, and it was in the courthouse. And I said, sure. It was after an event. I walked up there, and he said, we cannot believe what you've done as mayor. You've done a heck of a job, Roger. I said, I appreciate that. He said, I want to bring you and Bob Sprague together, and I want to make you part of the team, and you'll be mayor for life. And I told him, I said, this is not why I ran. I ran to make a difference. Every decision I make is what's best for the people, and I will not do that. I will not sell my character. I will not sell my soul. I will not sell the people out that elected me. And we shook hands, and I've never publicly mentioned his name or mentioned that. But he's probably listening right now.
They all listen.
And I'm going to tell you right now, if you want me to make it public, I'll make it public.
Let me tell you, Roger, you're going to fight this fight. You and Carl put the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition together, uniting Democrats, Republicans, and Independents. It's awful funny, Sprague and them down in East St. Louis, you got to be a Democrat. Well, apparently, Sprague, you spent about $50,000 saying what a nice guy Ronald Reagan was, what a great president, what a great Republican president. What, have you bolted? Are you coming on our side, Sprague? Or is that piss in your drawers just making you think stupid? People, they put out a $50,000 hit piece, a hero, a patriot, a statesman, Ronald Reagan, and then they want to tell you how bad we are and don't vote for us. And it's paid for by the St. Clair County Democratic Central Committee. These guys think we're a bunch of idiots. You know why they're putting this out? Because they're afraid, Roger, after 50 years, we've come together, Democrats, Republicans, Independents. We can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and it's going to be the perfect storm in 2016, November the 8th. These guys don't know what to do, so they're doing this out of desperation.
Well, we put together a ticket of very qualified, high-character people. Character still counts in this country. People respect people. When I tell you I'm going to do something and I get in office, I'm going to do it. That's my character. That's my family name, and I'm proud of it. And we need to start looking at the individual, the person, and start voting the person into office that is committed to make decisions, not based on what a party boss says.
Right. Nobody's
going to control me. I'm going to make every decision based on what's best for the people of St. Clair County, and everyone on that ticket that I know is committed to doing the same thing.
You know, Roger, I agree with you. I think at the end of the day, these Democrats have wore out their welcome in St. Clair County. They're running a desperation campaign. They don't know what to do. The people in East St. Louis are tired of 40 years of lies. The people in the outer county are tired of 40 years of lies. And I think this is going to be the perfect storm. And I applaud you and Carl for putting the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition together, which is working with the Republican Party to unite Democrats, Republicans, and Independents for a more effective, a more efficient, but most of all, a more honest form of government.
And let me make this statement, and I made it before. Without your radio station, without you allowing us to come up here and speak to the people of St. Clair County, Carl Officer and I would never have able to put together the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition, bringing independents, Republicans, and Democrats together that are fed up with the culture of corruption, what's going on in this county, the wasting of our tax dollars, and we are going to put a stop to it. We're committed, and I thank you. And I don't care what they write about you. You and I are different people.
That's right.
We're vastly different. Our lives have been different. But, we're tied to the hip when it comes to breaking this up and bringing honest, open government up to St. Clair County. And that is my commitment. That is what I am going to work hard on for the next 8 months, 10 months, whatever it is. We're going to fight this fight for the people.
Roger Cook, thank you very much. Very well said. Roger Cook, co-chairman of the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition, also candidate for county board chairman. I believe, and I like Roger Cook, and he's right. We come from different areas. We all come from different areas, but we're all in this fight to rid the culture of corruption. Roger Cook, as the county board chairman, will help do something with that airport. I will unite with him as the state representative. It's in my district. We're going to get it off the taxpayers' back. I'm going to help develop East St. Louis so they can have something. They can have shows. They can have everything. Not they, black, but they, the people of East St. Louis. Because how East St. Louis goes is how this whole county goes. And I got to say, I want to say hi to Dave Robinson from New Athens and his lovely bride. He sent me something. He said, no. Hey, put my name out. He's a proud man from New Athens, and I want to thank Dave Robinson and his lovely bride. And I got to say, I called Holbrook. Holbrook, we're not asking. Me, Roger Cook, Carl Officer, all the candidates are asking. I'm sorry, not asking. That's a nice phrase. We're demanding. We want to know what is happening. We want to know the procedure. They had all these early votes. They don't tabulate these votes last week, people. They lay them up there in Holbrook's office. They can manipulate those votes in any way. They haven't been tabulated to say 18 for Roger Cook, 14 for Mark Kern. Then we know what the totals are. They don't tabulate any early voting. They put them in the back, and we want to know, and we're demanding, Holbrook, you idiot, Mr. Haney, you no-count idiot, we're demanding that you speak with us. You let us know as candidates the procedure. We want a check and balance. The people of St. Clair County deserve more than having every election stolen, and everybody knows what gets done. And we're not going to tolerate it. It's a federal election. We're watching everybody. So, Tom Holbrook, we're coming at you, and all we want is what we pay for. Good, honest, effective, efficient government. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you've been listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting, America's bi-state, not bisexual, Kern, bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio. And we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. I'll see you tomorrow. We'll be fighting today and every day, people. And it's not about politics. It's about a way of life. You know, they can put these hit pieces out on me every day. And I will tell you, I'm not perfect, but I'm going to be your perfect warrior. I'm going to fight for you people in Springfield. I'm going to fight for you people in St. Clair County. It's the old Trump adage. Trump may not be perfect, but the man is energizing. The man is motivating the masses. And that's what I attempted to do, and that's what I hope I've done. Don't let you ever think that I'm perfect, a big shot. I don't want to be what I hate, a big shot. I want to be one of us. People that have fought to survive in this God-forsaken country at times. People that survive, that take care of their family. They don't want to hand out. I never wanted to hand out. I wanted to hand up. I wanted a hand to help me reach the goals that we should reach as Americans. And I've done that. And it's not been smooth along the way. I've had bumps in my life, bumps in the road, as we all have. But let's all as people, ordinary, common, decent people, not big shots, not political, parasitical punks, let's all unite. The journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step, people, and we've taken not just the first step, but the second, third, and fourth. So let's keep it going. Let's make it a perfect storm in November. Let's rid not only our counties, but our states and our federal government. Let's rid all these political, parasitical, cockroach punks. Let's get rid of them. And let's start over again. And if it doesn't work, let's get rid of us and start over again. It will work, people, but we have to work together. We have to unite. And together we can continue to expose these political, parasitical, punk politicians, these no-good, low-life, cockroach bastards, bottom feeders, my ass. They're sore-feeding son of a bitches. And when it's all over, you know what we have to do? We have to destroy, and I mean destroy, these rotten bastards before they destroy us, our future generations. Destroy the great American way of life. Destroy them. Politically, of course. Right here on the dark side.